2 years ago, a very, very scary film called Open Water was released, from the US director Chris Kentis, high on anxiety, low on budget. It was based on the true story of two tourists who had been taken diving along with a party of other holidaymakers at a luxury Caribbean resort, and were accidentally left behind, bobbing around in the vast ocean with nothing for company but sharks and jellyfish as night fell. Something in the almost unedited flow of time in that film, showing the inexorable escalation of disbelief, panic, and horror, was far more disturbing than any regular shocker. Adrift is a seaborne tension fest that has been made possible solely by the runaway success of Open Water. It's almost a conceptual sequel. German director Hans Horn tackles a storyline involving a bunch of Americans in their late 20s who have been friends since high school. A disquieting prologue of home video footage shows them on vacation, their high spirits masking undercurrents of rivalry and tension. It tellingly shows how Dan, Eric Dane, a preeningly handsome beefcake, almost injures one friend with his irresponsible clowning around. A bad omen, the narrative trajectory is there from the get-go. Horn flashes forward 5 years to the beginning of the present action. Dan, the group's self-appointed alpha dog, has invited all his old buddies to a reunion on a luxury yacht, on which he proposes to take them on a party cruise. Everyone is excited, while suspecting that the point is for Dan to brag about his millionaire status and gloat that he has done the best in life of any of them. The tension is complicated when his old flame Amy, Susan May Pratt, is there, now married to another of his friends, and has brought along her new baby. Amy has a phobia about the water and hopes this trip will allow her to defeat these demons. How terribly wrong. Once they are out in open water, Dan's boorishness, his insecurity, and his bull in a china shop insensitivity to Amy's nervousness lead him to make one catastrophically simple mistake, and a nightmare ensues. The terror visited upon these people is the classic group peril template. Their tensions and suspicions come bobbing up to the surface, and something in the film's simplicity is enjoyable. Agatha Christie whodunits featured quaintly differentiated characters snowed into a country house. These characters are hemmed in by the unforgiving ocean, but there is something pleasingly old-fashioned about the setup, and it kept the tension high. The only problem was that Adrift is fundamentally less ambitious than Open Water. That movie asked us to consider how vulnerable we are when at the mercy of the vast, colossally indifferent forces of nature, and how utterly insufficient our mental or even spiritual resources are for dealing with such a confrontation. Adrift is not concerned with anything as tricky as this, its waters are shallower. Nevertheless, it's an efficient piece of fear-mongering, and the idea of Amy's baby, desperately crying while her parents are unable to help her, is an inspired image of anxiety and horror.